Well, let's get ready to rumble. Bow, wow, 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 wow. What's up, everybody? Are you ready? Are you ready to get ready for this full moon? Hey, you know what? I said we were going to dig up some fucking witchcraft and start dealing with something scary. Something scary. Let's pull out something scary. What's up, everybody? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. Where's that book? I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle. Is this it? Light worker. Yep. Starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru. I gotta take this shirt off. Really? Oh, yeah. Mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. What are you laughing about? The fact that I'm just here in a pair of pants and a bra. It's like, wouldn't you like to see the camera the other way? Nope. We keep it that way for all different reasons. Are you fully dressed? No, I'm not even half dressed. Clothes. I'm like that child. I don't want to wear clothes today. Realistically, no. My son is asleep in the other room. My daughter's dancing. I can walk around in my bra for a minute. My shirt is clearly available. Hot flashes or whatnot. Anyways, what's up? In order to keep up with me, you might have seen when I posted my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. We were talking about well, at first it didn't make sense, but now as I'm sitting here looking at Santa Muerte and thinking about my video last night, I was teaching you how to access the dead through as Hecate. I was teaching all kinds of stuff. Santa Muerte is about the death, is a death goddess, supposedly. She's not a goddess. She's not even real. I don't know what she is yet. But this morning, bottom of the deck, the Empress. This morning I did a video about people that don't have a life and no reason to live and don't have life, that lack the life force. This is a person that sold their soul to the devil anyway, supposedly, a person that prayed to the devil and everything else. So I'm not really surprised. I didn't, of course, put that in on there. Let's just throw some salt on the wounded warrior. Really, I mean, fuck, hold his head underwater a little bit longer. With that being said, I had seen a video of this tarot reader, and he was talking about justice and how they're going through all kinds of chaos and towers. And he's like, I'm not sure what this has to do with Sagittarius, other than this is justice. It's like, oh, we saw that in the fucking 10-day reading too, didn't we? You are being handed fucking justice by the demon slayers of Sekhmet. Really? Oh man, bro, when you pray to all the gods, you have all the protection. Really? These people, bro, I can have compassion, understanding, and forgiveness for what you've done to me and other people in your life, but justice is justice. Justice will prevail, and that goes back to my own suffering. It's like, why do you think I suffered? Maybe not for this life, but for another. And you too shall fucking feel the justice of what you've done. Really? Yeah. So in essence, the rest his life is tormented because he didn't give his life to God. Surprise, surprise. Realistically, I'm going to do a quick card read, and then we're going to look into the secrets of Santa Muerte before I go start doing my full moon rituals. Why? I don't know. I think that's dangerous. I did this shit last time not knowing. I've never done no shit like that. I have never. God sent me out there, though. He put me on a whole. This motherfucker. Really? Yes. This guy came up to me the last full moon ritual, my creepy fucking stalker neighbor. He's currently my neighbor. Won't you be my neighbor? Dude, I'd be scared. Like, B tells me these stories, and then I'm like, what if he's listening through the fucking vents? What if he's doing, you know what I mean? People are fucking weirdos. Don't make me scared of these fucking people. But anyways, he had came to me in the middle of my last full moon ritual and told me about he was being haunted by Santa Muerte. And I was like, yeah. And the next day, God sent me on this mission to buy this book, get the oil. Oh, it's not here. The oil and the freaking, sage, the incense, and do an offering to this shit. And dude, it freaked me out because I swear to you, the very next day, fucking Bobby was in my fucking DMs. I was like, nuh-uh. Did I ask for him? Maybe underneath it all, there's a part of me that did. I didn't. I just did the fucking, it's like, you're supposed to, whatever. But anyways, that shit scared me. And to see the instant response, I was like, God doesn't work like that. Realistically, hell no, he don't work like that. He'd be trying to keep that motherfucker away from me. Keep him away from me. Really? They're like, here, have this guy. Hell no. Then you get stuck with, what did I get? Trials, tribulations, and fucking, you know what I mean? Irritations. Fucking devil. Might as well just brought Russ into the picture. Hey, Russ. Anyways, so we're going to figure out what the fuck this is. We're going to go deeper into this scary shit. I stopped at getting an altar ready, and it started talking about all the crazy shit that happens when you start fucking with this bitch. And I was like, hey, this doesn't happen at my altar. We don't never have no shit like this going down. I have 2 pages turned down. Turned down for what? I don't know. We was reading them. Such an offering and ritual must be opened and completed with prayer dedicated to her, not one where you ask anything, but simply prayers of thanks. Really, they're teaching you how to give devotion to a something. I'm telling you, after 3 days of trying to figure it out, I turned to God and I was like, God, what? Here it goes. Moon bathing ritual. This is probably what we're talking about. I asked God, I was like, where the fuck are you? He's like, nowhere around there. And I started digging through it, through the Akashic records. I was like, this entity has never had life. What is this that I'm dealing with? And of course, God won't give me the answers. Go figure it out. I'm scared, God. I'm with you. I don't know what it is. Don't go in the trenches. So, really? Something about Mexico and aloe vera. Viva la Mexico. Really? Yeah, so we're going to learn about this. I'm reading through it, like just kind of gazing through it. And that's what it was. I was guided to give her a bunch of weed, tequila, cigarettes, all kinds of weird shit. And then boom. I was like, oh, that's all the gods want. No god wants weeds and cigarettes. I mean, fucking tequila. I was like, are you praying to me? What is this? What is this? We're going to get more into whatever that is. I'm going to pull the freaking tarot though and see what we're going to get into while I get into that. That's what I'm doing today. I got to go hit the freaking, it's Saturday. So I got to go hit the spiritual stores. I got to go get my offering ready and do all that shit. I might get some shit done around the house. We're supposed to be doing self-love rituals. So I'm like wax my eyebrows and do some shit like I'm going to love myself. Really? Sure, I'll put on some makeup and actually care about myself. Where we at, God? Oh, the 4 of Pentacles. It's funny because yesterday in the Notoria, we were in the 2 of Pentacles. So we'll just go ahead and read the 2 of the 4. And that equals what? Wands. Nope. Pentacles are in the end. Really? We should just keep it to this book. Actually, that's what they told me. Keep it to the little one. Keep it light. I don't know why the Pentacles are in this book, though, either. Coins. Here we go. Ace, 2, 4. Saving, security, scarcity mindset. Ew, is that where we're at? Saving money and creating wealth is beneficial for your security. Beware of becoming possessive for fear of losing it all. Or, on the other hand, becoming materialistic. Reverse possibility, generosity, overspending, and greed. This goes back to a balance of it. You might have a scarcity mindset, though. Like, let me go deeper into the bigger book. Realistically, well, we were talking about that, and that came up in the cards, where am I sitting? I'm sitting good. I went to the 10 of Pentacles. That goes to show you I'm chilling. Really? Generosity might be something that's needed at this time, but, closed mouths. Oh, yeah, it's this guy trying to have all control. Never mind. 4 of Pentacles is about rigidity, control, and certain meanness of spirit. You are financially secure, but you are clinging to your possessions and value them above their real worth. Ew, that's fucking materialistic people. They think that their cars and their clothes and their stuff has more value than it really does. It gives them value. Really? Yeah, and your fucking bank account and whatever else you're holding on to. Empty your pockets. The shit that comes out of my purse is way more valuable than what comes out of yours. They are not giving you any joy or comfort. You spend your time obsessing about how to get more. Really? It's a hustler's mentality. It's a chasing mentality. Never having enough. You hate change and insist on having everything your own way, keeping everyone and everything under your control, unwilling to listen to the opinions of others. Perhaps you even think of people as possessions. This card can indicate a controlling, possessive relationship in which one partner withholds affection or money from the other. Are we going to have to keep reading this? Or seeks to dictate their every action. Well, that was part of the funness of being, submissive and, them being in control. He has all the money and he gets to make all the decisions. That sucks. From the outside, it may look like this couple has everything, but in reality, the relationship is claustrophobic and miserable. Alternatively, the Four of Pentacles can mean that you are unwilling to let go of old issues, emotional baggage, clinging to them as if they were trophies at the expense of your emotional, spiritual, and physical health. Well, we talked about that earlier. Is like, you want to hold on to your fucking traumatizing life. You want to hold on to your failures. You want to hold on to your suffering because it's the story you like to tell when everybody gets together. Moving on. Reversed, you might be liberal and even overgenerous with your money, throwing it about with abandon, either because you have generous spirit or because you want to appear wealthier than you are. You could find money slipping through your fingers as you gamble or throw it away on trinkets, false friends, or bad investments. Alternatively, on a positive note, another aspect of your life may be released from its strict control as you leave domineering relationship, sell a business, stop trying to hide who you really are, or forgive a past hurt. This is a liberating experience, and you will feel as though a great burden has been lifted. That's how I felt. I shared that this morning. I told you, I was like, why am I stuck on Mars? I'm stuck between fucking Scorpio and Aries, stuck between fucking Bobby and Wolfman. I'm stuck on this planet. What the fuck? Dude, I had totally sailed away from that bullshit. Realistically, I closed those chapters on both of them yesterday. It was like 2 for 1. You know what I mean? It was a 2 for 1 deal. But I was getting fucked up by two of them on one, you know what I mean? On one path. Really? I told you this. I kept, as soon as I'd get done with one, I'd be facing the other. It's like I'm like being ping ponged by these blue ball motherfuckers over here, these fuckboys. What did I call it? A bim-bro and a prostitute. I was like, what the fuck am I doing on this planet with these fucking guys? Realistically, I'm still here on Earth, but I was stuck in some really awful energy. Yeah? Well, I mean, if you catch last night's video, it's all closed up now. Face the demons and can move on. I have exorcised the demons. Where am I at? I'm back on Jupiter with Zeus. The mighty Zeus. Realistically, yeah, moving on up. Anyways, that's what that is, and it's a liberating experience. I'd like to feel like I've left the twin flame journey in totality. That's not true, but maybe the hardships of it. I know that I have left a certain layer of this bullshit. If nothing, that layer of the twin flame journey, but I feel like I've exited the twin flame journey in the sense of, really? Yeah, I really do. I feel good. Moving on. Spiritual work in hand. Oh my God. It's that time again. Well, we've been reading about it. The Wheel of Fortune. What does that mean? Ooh, I went to the tower. It means that this is fated, bro. Everything's on track. This brings positive, sudden change in your circumstance, even if it might not seem like it at the time. You might lose your job to find a better one. Leave a relationship to meet someone who makes you happy. You could hear in the video, my mind was set. It had learned its lesson. It understood. It had enough information, enough data to come up with, you know what I mean, a mindset about these guys. Really? Yeah, it took a while. Really? Yeah. The more you get to know someone, let me tell you. This is a good time to take risks as they are likely to pay off. Chance meetings and events can occur for you. Make the most of it as things can change again. Don't take it for granted or get cocky. Change is the constant in life. And this brings the wisdom to accept it. All things have their season and all things past. It's called the Word in this one. It's the same thing. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's called the Word. Ask you to accept responsibility for your choices you have made and the circumstances they have brought to you. This can be a period of self-discovery when you begin to understand the patterns in your life. And that's really what it is like, you're in control. Nobody is in control of you. You've brought yourself to this. You can bring yourself through it, or you can just sit there and cry about it. Feel like a fucking, you know what I mean? And that's what I said, it is very unattractive. It's not attractive to be helpless to your situation, whether that's a relationship, a job, your parents, anything. You having no control and no ability to change your situation is unattractive. That's the best way I can say it. Pretending to be helpless to your situation is unattractive to, you know what I mean, to those outside. That's all I can say. And you're looking to them for what? You don't want to hear anybody's advice that tells you to leave the situation. You just want people to comfort you in your suffering, in your, woe is me and I can't do nothing about my life. Then you're powerless. You're not a powerful adult. You're not an adult at all. You're not an individual at all. You have no power over this. And that's where it is. God makes you powerless because that's your karma. But at some point, you'll learn your lesson and you'll reclaim your power and walk yourself out of situations that are causing you, that are bringing you down. When the time is right. When you've had enough, you'll have enough. But until then, have another cup of self-pity, self-loathing. You know what I mean? Have another cup of it. Reverse meaning, you feel at the whim of negative forces beyond your control. It might seem like bad luck. That came up last night too. People are having bad luck. I told you this is all fated. Why? You're getting what you were supposed to get. This isn't, chance. What are the chances? The chances are good if you're a good person. How could this happen? Well, let's think about it. You probably had some bad luck coming, huh? You have bad karma trying to find you, and it found you in this particular way. It hit you where it hurts. Really? You may have said something hurtful to someone and now it hit you in the pocket. You're going to eat those words, buddy. Really? It seems like bad luck, but the chances or the changes that are happening are inevitable, a result of your past actions, and there's no point in resisting them. To welcome change is a liberating experience. This is not a good time to start a business, look for a new job, or begin a relationship. When things are falling apart, you have to wait till they fall apart, because in the falling apart is falling into place. Stop trying to hold it together. If you just lost your job, the last thing you need to do is go fucking get a new job. There's a reason that job was taken away from you. Take a moment to breathe. You celebrating your singlehood by fucking another person is not being single. You know what I mean? Trying to start a business on no foundations when everything is just falling to the ground. You're using your last dollar to build something. That's not smart. Really? No. And that goes back to that lack mentality, trying to rebuild yourself in the outside instead of the inside. Really? This is fated. What's the outcome? Ew. The Two of Swords. Decisions must be made. Okay, moving on. Two of Swords. Let's run into here. Oh, okay, I'll read this out of the small one. Destiny, cycles and changes. Good luck and fortune are coming your way, possibly after a challenge or hardship. Continue to seed positive words, actions, and emotions into the wheel of karma, that you may reap wonderful experiences. Remember that the least fluctuation occurs in the center of the wheel. That's where I'm at. Ain't shit happening, but the wheel's still turning. When I get on it, it's going to be moving fast. Meaning I'm right here, but everything else is moving. I could jump to here and go real fast, but I'm right here. Ain't shit moving around. Really? Nope. I like to move it. Nope, nothing's moving. Find your center in the midst of change. Let's see. Reverse. Hard luck. A situation needs your attention. Resisting change. Really? Yeah, let's go to the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords. Cups. Oh, I saw the swords. Messenger? Nope. 2. Indecision, difficult choices. Feeling unsure of which choice to make. Use both your head and your heart. Trust your inner knowing. Move forward with your best intentions. Here's you guys. Reverse. Hesitant, anxiety, avoidance. I don't want to change. You're annoying. You're like fucking Morgan's daughter that don't want to change her diaper. God's going to make you take that shit off, bro. You fucking stink. I don't give a fuck if you think you're happy running around with a shitty diaper, a shitty life. He's going to fucking strip you of it. And he's going to walk you around naked and wash you down. He's going to strip you of your pretty little fucking outfit and put you out there as the child you are. Realistically, change your life, or he's going to change it for you, because it's not good for you and you're just stupid. Sorry, I'm getting really upset with this. I already had an attitude. Can I say this? I'm going to say this. Before I walked out today, I was coming up, and in the bathroom, I had this premonition that I was going to run into B, because I always do. And I was like, I don't want to hear it today. And I looked at my daughter. I was like, because I know I'm mean. I was like, how much tolerance do you have? She's like, well, I let a dude treat me like crap because I didn't love myself. I was like, whoa, okay. Self-reflection first thing in the morning. Anyways, go back to it. I was like, look, My friend is having problems with her boyfriend, and I've listened to it probably since I became her friend, and I just don't want to hear it today. We sit down, and it's at some point it starts out with this motherfucker. This is the conversation. And I'm thinking about running into her in the morning, and I'm visualizing us sitting down and her starting the conversation. You know what? This motherfucker. I don't want to have that conversation today. I'm not sure if I want to have it tomorrow, but I know for sure I don't want to hear it today. And I was like, how do I say that without being mean? I just don't. How much can I tolerate? I know that she only wants to talk about it, but I don't want to hear about it anymore. I think I've said enough. I don't want to talk about your problems with him. That's not even real anymore. You're just in it. He's not even here. He hasn't contacted you. None of this is happening. I don't want to talk about him today. Like at all? Like, no, I don't want to talk about him. Can we talk about anything else but him and how you feel about him and what he's doing in his life? Really? So I woke up with this, I had it. And then, of course, as soon as I said that, I went to go walk the dog and I ran right into her. And I was like, luckily I avoided it. But that's once it happens, I got to have this conversation. How do I tell her I don't want to talk about him? That I don't want to hear about it anymore without sounding insensitive and mean? I don't mean to be mean. I just don't want it anymore. You don't want to deal with it, but you keep putting it on me. You want me to hear about his life and how bad he's treated you. And I'm trying to tell you to move on. I've been telling you for 4 days to just forget about him. I understand it's not that difficult, but I've given you the tools to do it. So to come back and keep telling me is like, first off, if I cared, you'd be building an idea of a terrible person in my head. Because what you're doing is making him look terrible. And by making him look terrible, you're making yourself look pathetic for being with such a terrible person. And that's exactly what you're feeling. And I understand that, but I don't want to sit there with that. Not today on Saturday, probably not on Sunday. I might feel it on Monday where I could sit around and, be miserable with you about, how he's not what you wish he was. But I don't want to hear about it anymore. That's mean, right? Or it's just final. How much can you deal with a friend that has a toxic relationship? How much can you listen to this before you can't listen to it anymore? It's real. I've hit my limit. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And that's to say that. How do I say that properly? This is me trying to filter. I'm trying to say this nicely. I'm trying to figure out a way to say this, but it needs to be said because I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to talk about him. And when I say something like that, are you going to get mad? Because that's all you want to talk about? And now I'm not your friend because I won't listen to you about him? I'm here to talk about anything else, but not him no more. I don't want to talk about him no more. I don't care about him. I've said all I could. I've given you everything I could about him in this situation. I don't want to hear no more about it. Is that mean? Or does that just mean I want to keep my energy peaceful? This conversation is done. It's called a boundary, and you get to that place, and it's like I'm. That's where I feel internally. Now, will I sit there and keep this feeling to myself and let her talk, even though I don't want to face the confrontation of telling her I don't feel good anymore about this? Is her feelings more important? Is it more important for me to be a good friend and be a shoulder to cry on, and not validate that I don't like this feeling of being your shoulder right now? I don't want to be the shoulder today. Realistically, I can't. Anyways, I'm on priest mode. I can't. I have a lot of priest stuff to do, and she has got her own place. But I want to point out what she's going to do, and that's what she said. She was going to go visit some people. She's going to do the same thing. She wants to talk about this, and she wants to talk about it, and she wants to pour her heart out about it. And that's the inner child, and it wants to be heard. The only person that needs to hear all that is you. And you're hearing yourself by pouring it out to other people. So she'll do it there and there and there. She'll keep pouring this out for a long time. This is her story now, and she wants to wear this story or take it off, and don't even put this story on. You're putting it on fully. You're wearing this story, and you're digging up, a lot of shit. I guess I'm assuming she's listening to tarot, and she's allowing the tarot reader. And that's what I said. The beginning of every tarot says, only take this as it resonates. You were putting some of this on there that's not real. I said, has he even contacted you? No. So then where is all of this coming up from? This is your shadow getting out of control. You're too focused on what could happen and where his mind is. You're all thinking about him. Really? I don't want to talk about it, but she is. She's going to go over and talk to everyone about how he did her dirty. That's all she can talk about right now, is how dirty she feels by what he's doing. And that's okay. But understand that, you know what I mean? First off, there's people on the outside that already looked at him as a dirty motherfucker. And you yourself, you know what I mean? You want people to feel bad for the situation you put yourself in. Really? Yeah. So I want you to be careful with this. She's in the beginning of these stages, but some of you have been riding this shit for fucking years. You want to tell a story about how somebody did you fucked up, and you want to tell that story to everyone, and that's your favorite fucking story to tell, and that's all you got to talk about. She has more to talk about. That's all that's important to her right now, and that's not important. It's not. Her feelings are important, but talking about how he, you know what I mean, his actions and how he always was at like this and all of that, that's painting a very bad picture for you. Just like me. The more I tell about the relationship I had, the more powerless I look, the more pathetic I look for being in a relationship with a pathetic person. You're digging yourself an easy grave here. You're digging yourself an easy grave. Face this by yourself instead of letting everyone else point out how stupid you were. You don't want to do this. Realistically, yeah, and that's why the dark night of the soul is meant to be done in solidarity. Because just like Kanye, you go to people outside of you, and they're gonna, you know what I mean? They're supposedly trying to make it better, but they're only adding fuel to your fire. They're on your side as a biased side, so they're pumping you up, and now you're getting them, you know, to feel how you feel, and then they're gonna give you ideas of how to act. They're gonna tell you how to act through this situation. You want everybody to tell you how to deal with this situation. You came to a priestess, I gave it to you. You're going to go to your sister and she's going to tell you how to act. You're going to go to this person. They're going to tell you how to get through this. Everybody's going to tell you how to get through this. How many people have been where you are? Those are the people you need to hear from. Not the ones, you know what I mean? And that's where it is you want to pour it out on God and let him tell you how to handle it. People don't know how to handle your life. You want them to be sympathetic for your life, and they are. They care about you, but it's your life. The only thing she can do for herself right now is move the fuck on. Just use this information to fuel you to get away from him and move on. Not sit in the woe, how bad it is that, you know what I mean, that it didn't work. Just understand it's not going to work and move on. She can stay in that stage for a long time of, you know what I mean, denial, enlightenment to the denial. And, you know, this could take a long time, but that's really what it is I can't hold your hand through all of this. Really? Mm-mm. And that's what it is. She's going to run around and tell this story until everybody's heard what happened to her and how bad it makes her feel. It's not a bad thing. Everybody does it when something traumatized is happening. I want you to understand that the negative effect it has on your life when you let people into your business too deep and how their opinions don't matter. And then naturally, they're going to be on your side. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm on the side of righteousness and on the side of your child. That's it. So let's go back to, I don't like to badmouth my baby's daddy in front of my baby, but let's take the baby and go tell everybody the story about how bad her dad is. You're kind of contradicting yourself, don't you think? Really? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, you know, I get to a point. Everybody gets to a point where the tank is full. The tank is full. And that's it. It's like, okay, I might be able to avoid this today because I got some shit, but this conversation needs to be had. We're not going to talk about this anymore. And maybe she never wants to talk to me again because I don't want to listen about her, you know, baby daddy problems. Hey, there's lots of people that don't want to listen to girls whine about their baby daddies or guys talk about their fucking wives all the time. There's lots of people that don't want to be caught up in these conversations where they're just like, well, why don't you just leave them? Why don't you just fucking move on? Do we got to listen to this every day about how terrible your life is with your partner? And that's why I was isolated. My family had hurt. I couldn't play a victim. I didn't have no one to tell. Why would I even bother? Really? Yeah. I don't know. however they deal with it. But, you know, going to tarot and going to people, it's like, those aren't your answers. Your answers are inside, not outside. Just like myself. Nobody outside can tell me. They can give me their opinion and it can change my perspective a little bit and let me see things a little bit bigger. But at the end of the day, that's that Two of Swords. It's my choice. I have to make the choice of what, you know what I mean? What to do with my life, my feelings. You know what I mean? And that's really it is. It's her feelings. And she wants to put them out there because she can't, you know what I mean? Holding them in, they hurt. They're your feelings. They're your experience. And she wants to, you know, and that's healthy. But I want to show you that, you know what I mean? That's human behavior, but what it does. And really it's pointless. The only person that needs to hear everything you're thinking and feeling is you. You need to get it out of your head and not and into your heart. You need to have this conversation with yourself, not sit down with someone else outside of yourself and have the conversation. That's, I mean, perhaps that's called therapy. And she gets a lot from that from me, where I'm outside of her trying to change her perspective. But, you know, how many people are trying to change your mind until you change your mind? Really? It's your mind. I heard mind your business. Really? Yeah. So reverse meaning. Welcome to change, or to welcome change is a liberating experience. And this is not a good time to, you know what I mean, start trying to fix things in your life. Let things fall apart so then you can know what you're really working with. Instead of trying to hold on to the tower, which is your life. And if it's falling apart, it's because it was never on a sturdy ground to begin with. You can look at what's happening and see this was never going to fucking work out. It's just that simple. And yet you're devastated because you couldn't make a non-working situation work. Come on. Walk away, bro. You did your best. They called you into a failing business and you did what you could to keep the lights on. But inevitably they were going to come down and bulldoze this whole idea. You tried to make a bad idea work, and ultimately it was just a bad idea. Let the idea go. Unless you want to run in there in a burning fucking building that's coming crashing down and just still try to save your little shitty relationship, your shitty job, your shitty fucking, you know what I mean? Whatever the shit is that's God said needed to be burnt down. You want to go in and, you know what I mean, sacrifice yourself to keep this fucking shitty lifestyle back alive. You're going to sit there when everything's burnt down and just cry about it. You're going to cry about, you know, Hurricane Katrina. You're going to cry about the floods. You're going to cry about, you know what I mean, the ice storm. You're going to cry about, you know, COVID. You're going to cry. You can cry. But for how long are you going to cry about this? When are you going to get up and, you know, walk away from the dirt and rubble? Barney Rubble. Go build a new life. That's that next card. Two of Swords. Bink, 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 bink. It's a stalemate. Quarrels have reached a stalemate and uneasy truce is declared because both sides are unequal and unyielding and neither can win. You may just have to agree to disagree and go your separate ways. This card can suggest internal conflicts which you try to avoid facing the truth about something, someone, or a relationship. This is not the answer, as any problems will only grow if ignored, as will the inner turmoil it creates. And that's it too. You know what I mean? Not seeing the truth of who these men are and trying to, you know what I mean, hope my way through this. This is only creating more problems in my head because I know better. I know better. Trying to hope that it'll be better is just stupid. Step back and think logically about the situation so you can make a considered judgment. Reversed, you have a difficult decision to make and all solutions will cause upset. Perhaps you have come to terms with the truth of a relationship or a situation, and you could be caught between two competing fractions. Be aware that not everything you have been told is impartial, and you may be caught up in a lie. You or someone near you could be stirring up trouble for its own sake. Act from what you know to be morally right, and not from a misplaced sense of loyalty. And that's where I don't choose sides. Just because you're my friend doesn't make you right, bro. People always think that I'm supposed to be on your side. I'm on the side of truth. And you might not be you're probably not living in truth. You're not walking in truth. You're denying the truth. You think that the truth is that, you know what I mean, that woe is you. Hey, it takes two to tango, mofo. Realistically, she can't play victim, bitch. She can't play victim. She put him out. And she didn't just put him out. It was over some domestic violence. She can't play victim to this. You put him out in September and you find out in January he got another bitch pregnant. And you want to play, oh my God, how could he do this to me? You said the whole time he was fucking. You purposely weren't giving him pussy and you said that you know he fucks. And you're surprised? You want to be surprised? I'm not being insensitive. I was very sensitive to the fact, but let's take off the sensitivity levels a little bit. Let's pour them down. You want to be surprised, so you're going to go tell your family this, and they're going to look at you like, she's surprised. Why are you surprised? Why are you acting like you didn't know this is what this dude was? You're surprised that he ain't playing daddy for you? He wasn't in September. And you're mad because you think, do you possibly think he's about to play daddy for this girl? And you're upset that you ain't got a daddy? You never had one, bro. You're mad because he won't. You come to me all the time how he won't come and he won't be a dad and you can't make him be one. And that's why I tell you, you can't. I don't care how old he is. He's not going to be a dad. And you're surprised? And that's what I mean. Don't play victim to this. Don't play victim anymore. It happened. You put him out and he went and he got on with someone else. And now, oh, woe is me. Nah, bro, you've been separated since September. That's like 6 months, bro. He's allowed to move on. He did, obviously. And you're upset about it. But you already did this. And you can't blame nobody but yourself. And you put him out for good reasons. And now you're like in this idea of how could this happen? Hey, bro, it happened. Move on. Thank God it happened. Now you can really move on. Or you want to hold on. I'm being mean, aren't I? See what I mean? I don't mean to. I just get to the bullshit. I get through the bullshit and it just comes out. And it comes out rough and tough with my Afro puff. That's why I stay away from people, bro. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I know your feelings are already hurt. I'm trying not to hurt nobody with my words. I'm trying not to. I'm trying real hard to help you until the point where it's like enough is enough. And now I'm going to have to say something hurtful because you're not getting it. You didn't get the light message. Now I got to be dark about it. I got to get dark about it because you didn't hear me in the light. I'm just saying, I haven't had this conversation with her, but enough. It's over. It's over now. Unless you want to do this and drag this on, but I'm not going to stand next to you while you do this. I will not do this. I won't stand next to you if you're going to be weak. I stand next to you because you're strong. I can't stand next to the weak people doing weak shit and just, on some weak ass shit. You're supposed to be worrying about your life, your house, your job, your future, your school, your kids, not him at all. He is not worried about your job, your future, your kids, your house, your schooling. Why are you worried about him and what he's doing with what bitch? Who gives a fuck? This is a dude that don't got a job, that lives in a fucking homeless shelter, that's fucking homeless women and getting them pregnant. What the fuck? Move on, bro. Move the fuck on, bro. I want to say it like that, but she get mad. Fuck you, bitch. How fucking dare you talk to me like that? I want to be able to be a friend and be able to talk that freely to you and not be hurt. You be hurt by this. I want to be able to just talk to you like a man because that's what I am. I'm being a man about this. I feel you, bro. I was you, but you got to man up now. Take off the fucking bra and put on the fucking trousers, bro. Put your pants on, bro, and kick that shit to the curb. You can't just be in your feelings about this forever and feel sorry for yourself. You're not even feeling sorry about this. This is about something. This is about the first time it happened. And it's karma, and that's what I told her. You weren't a mother to your first kid, so now you get to have a father that don't want to be a father. This is what happens, bro. The shoe's on the other foot, bro. This is fucked up, but it is what it is, and it is how it is. And running about it and being like, this is fucked up doesn't make anything better, bro. Make it better. Move on. Just move on, bro. It's that Dr. Phil type shit. Just let it go. And that's all I'm supposed to teach y'all. And it sounds so insensitive, but it really comes from a real place. This isn't hard. You're making this hard, bro. Bobby, you can live your whole life and I'm fine with it, bro. Fucking suffer in that shit for the rest of your life. I gave you everything I could. Everything. I gave you every bit of fucking inspiration. And I was even willing to take your bitch ass in and put you under my roof. Don't then. Just stay unhappy for the rest of your fucking life playing victim to what you call is your marriage. And your circumstance, I don't give a fuck. Die, motherfucker. Die in it. I gave you what it took, which is nothing more than you to walk away. Lewis, die in that fucking car. Die in a fucking Ferrari, bro. Just die. You didn't have it in you to live for anything more than that car. May you die in that car. Fuck it, bro. You've shown us that you have nothing else to offer but this losing mentality. I don't give a fuck no more, bro. Marshall, die a fucking 53-year-old virgin, bro. Rubbing yourself. The only love you ever had was you loving yourself. The only fucking thing you know is your own palm. Your sweaty ass palm and your mom's spaghetti. Really? I'm done. I get to that point. I don't know how to help a sick person like you, bro. This is all in your head, bro. And I walk away knowing with full certainty, I am fucking certain that nobody is going to come in after me and fix you. There is nobody that's going to be that invested. There is nobody that can fix you. If I couldn't do it with the help of all the gods, you're unfixable. And it has nothing to do with the force of God. It's your free will to not want to see things differently, to not want to change your life. I have nothing to do with this, and neither does God. This is you. He is forever trying to bless you. He is forever trying to protect you. He is forever trying to provide for you. He is forever trying to take your burdens away from you. You don't want to let go. I saw the second security lady. That bitch worked all day last night. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing here? I saw her till she was all night last night. I don't know when she went home. But this morning, she's the first fucking person I see. Are you fucking still here? Why is she here? She's desperate for money. I know why they're here. Every time I see them working these 16 fucking hour shifts, these 12-hour shifts, these fucking double back-to-back triple-hour shifts, I ask myself, my inner child asks myself, why are they here again? They're desperate for money. It's either that or you don't have a life. You'd rather work. But the real truth is you're desperate for money. You're losing your life. I see you here 12 hours of every day. You spend more time in my building than I do. Why do you do that? Why do you spend your whole life in this homeless shelter with us? Because you like us so much? Because the money's so good? You're desperate. You're desperate for money. That's why you pull all these shifts. That's just the security, dude. Not even the staff. You're doing this because you're desperate, because you have no way to pay your bills, because you have no God, you have no magic, you have nothing to lean on but you. And you must put in, and I'm speaking of a woman right now, and she's on Facebook with her immigrant boyfriend that doesn't have papers and doesn't work, that's laid out in her house somewhere, and she's working 12, 14, 16, 18-hour shifts. Now, as I say that, I think of my daughter, Mary Jane. All the time, she is over there busting her ass, and she got her fucking little fucking boyfriend that somehow can't never keep a fucking job. Didn't go to college, didn't nothing. She want to just take care of this dude because he makes her feel good. He shows her attention. He better be good. He better be worth every bit of your hard work. He better make you feel like a fucking princess when you come home. Your house better be clean, and he better be eating the pussy. There better be dinner. If that's what it is, bro. If you're going to really pay for this motherfucker's living, he better be fucking making sure your living is good. But that's what it is. And I look at this, and that goes to the men too. Why are they here? Why? You're desperate for money. Where's God in your life? Why do you have to work so hard? Why do you have to give up so much of your life just to live, just to pay your bills? You're here, not there. You're not even in the house that you're paying for. You're not in the car that you're paying for. You're not buying food. You're nothing. You're just here in uniform. Most of them, they definitely work way more than 8 hours around here. Why? I don't know. Maybe they work 12. They're not emergent. This is an emergency. And then how much do they make? Maybe $20 an hour. Some of them up to like 25. The security, maybe 25, 27. Fine. You make good money, but you can't, it's not enough in 40 hours. You got to give them 60, 80 hours a week. And for what? The money, like if you cut your hours, now you're cutting your check and you just need more. It's all about money. It's desperation. Really? Yeah. I don't know. I'm a different being. I lived like you for all my life. And then I started to get a life and started to question life and tried to live life differently. The only thing I know what to do is to not do what I always did. Don't walk a pattern. Don't do what you always do. Try something new so that something different can happen. If you keep doing what you did, you'll keep getting what you got. Realistically, pure example, you keep going to the same restaurant, you're going to keep getting the same meal, aren't you? You go to a new restaurant, you're going to try something new. Or you're an asshole and you're the same person everywhere you go, like fucking Wolfman. It doesn't matter what country he goes to, he still orders steak and fucking cheeseburgers. He's him no matter where he goes. He doesn't change where he goes, it's just him. And that's what I mean is like, are you going to be different or are you just going to be you? You're as good as you get. Something to think about. And, I need to speak. She watches my videos and I'm going to tell her to check this out and maybe she'll get mad at me, but maybe she won't. And I don't mean to make you mad. You're already mad. I'm just telling you that I am removing myself from this conversation. Any other conversation, and we can talk about anything else, bro. I just don't want to talk about him no more. I just don't. And I can explain why. And I can just say that. And she could get mad about it and not want to talk to me ever because I don't want to talk about him. Well, then that means you never cared about talking about me. You just wanted someone to talk to about him. Really? It's a test. And that's boundaries. If I tell you I don't like this and I don't like how it makes me feel and you won't stop, then I have to remove myself from you. If something you're doing is not making me comfortable, and if you can't honor that what you're doing is making me uncomfortable, then I must remove myself. If you can't accept that it's your behaviors that are making me uncomfortable, then I have to leave. Now, keep in mind what I'm saying right here. This makes people uncomfortable. Nobody wants to sit around listening to relationship problems forever. And since I've known her, a lot of our conversations are about him. At some point during the day, before this even happened, she would start. And I told you it happened when we were coming back from the club, that whole night. And I told her to switch from anger to sadness. I've been working with her and him in this situation for a long time now, since the beginning of the month. Since the beginning of the month, I can date this back in my videos that I've been trying to help her overcome him before this ever happened. Now I'm overcome by the situation and I'm moving on. If you're not moving on from him, I am. If you haven't had enough of him, I have. That's all that means. Not you. It has nothing to do with you. If you can put him down, then we can still hang out. But you can't bring him to our conversations anymore. You can't bring that baggage over to my house anymore, to my energy. Really? You can go dump it anywhere else, but I don't think they want it either, is what I'm saying. Some of them want to hear how bad that he did you and really want to feel sorry for you. But that's not always, that's what it really is. It's trauma dumping, bro. She had a traumatic event happen and she wants to dump it on everyone. It's the definition. And I took it and I do because that's what I'm here to do. But enough. I can't take any more. You probably want to talk about it lots and lots more. I just don't. And I explained that to my daughter and I was like, that's where I get with you guys. I really will. I'll turn to you and say, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm uninterested. I don't care. And you get mad. You're not respecting that I said the conversation's over. I don't want to speak on this anymore. I don't want to hear about this. And you're mad because you want to talk all about it. And I just told you to shut up. So you get louder and you want to keep pushing it on me even more after I told you I've had enough of this. That was like my daughter last night. I haven't talked to her forever, but after 45 minutes of sitting on the phone, I got antsy and I had to tell her, hey, I got to get off the phone. I don't like to be on the phone and it makes me uncomfortable. I feel anxious and I feel like I'm stuck on the phone and I got to get off the phone. It's not you, it's me. And so, respectfully, I'm starting to get uncomfortable sitting on the phone. I'm not going to make up a lie and say I got to go and that I got something better to do. I'm not going to try to close this up. I'm just going to tell you like a child, hey, I'm ready to go now. I'm going to go now. I'm done talking. I'm done talking. It's not that what we were talking about wasn't interested. It's that I'm got to a point where I want to put the phone down. That's all. You're like, well, she's a bitch. No, can't you understand that? I've been holding the phone for an hour. I came outside so that we could talk in private. She didn't say anything, but it's like, you know what I mean? Okay, mom, I'll let you go. It's like, it can come off mean, but I'm just being honoring to my feelings. I don't want to talk anymore. And that's just it too. It's like, am I allowed to say that? What do you mean you don't want to talk? I just want some quiet now. Fine, bitch. I'm not being a bitch. I've had enough words. Like, you're hard to deal with, I guess. And that's why I deal with me, and I don't expect you to deal with me. Really? Pretty much. So we'll kind of shut this off. I'll dig up Santa Muerte a little bit later. Really? Yeah, because it's a whole different it's in this deeply occult and clandestine way. Yeah, it's occult teachings. There's something dark in there. We're going to go deal with the dark later. But that's where I'm at right now, and hopefully I can avoid all this, but it's not avoidable. We might be able to not talk about it today, but we need to talk about this so that we can stop talking about this. Realistically, yeah. And it's called boundaries, and you have to have difficult conversations with your friends and family members and people around you to teach them, to acknowledge your feelings and how, things are making you feel. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to start the conversation that makes me feel uncomfortable. Really? I mean, for what? So that you could feel better and I could feel uncomfortable? And that was going back to Jude. Jude was having a conversation with me about hormonal therapy and her choice to, become a man. And she could tell that I was uncomfortable with it, and I really wanted her to stop. And yet she kept going. She liked the fact that I was cringed by it. She liked the fact that I was uncomfortable in this conversation. So she just kept going to, exert this uncomfortability. My daughter will do that sometimes too. It's like, you're making me uncomfortable. And so she like weighs it on heavier because she thinks it's cute. No, I just told you I don't like this feeling. I don't want to talk about this no more. And that's actually what I did to my daughter. She was telling me about the nurses. And she was like, do you know what this is? And she's like, well, it's a thing that attaches to the penis. So that I was like, stop right there. Stop right there. There are two reasons that I didn't go into healthcare. And this is specifically one. One is that I don't do well with the bodily fluids and functions, and I don't like the idea of private parts. So when you talk about anything that's going to make me visualize a private part, I get very uncomfortable. Two, I don't like owies. When you talk about someone's owies, I visualize it and I feel it in my body and it starts to hurt. I was like, so I don't want to talk about this. She's like, okay. I was like, I'm just a child. I don't want to hear about this. It hurts my ears. It hurts my ears to hear such things. Really? Sometimes. That's what I tell my daughter. I don't want to see that. It hurts my eyes. It makes me feel bad. I don't want to hear that. It makes me upset. It makes me angry. Like, she can watch things, you know what I mean? She's desensitized, so she can watch a lot of things about physical, emotional, sexual abuse and shit. I'm very sensitive to all that shit. Don't be putting that shit in my face. Don't show me fights. Don't show me parents being bad to their children. Don't show me, you know what I mean, these things. They hurt me. They might not hurt you, but they bother me. And that's where you have to understand is don't put yourself in an uncomfortable position around people that just don't have the same sensitivity levels as you. Really? Sometimes you just get overworked up and you need a break. And that's kind of goes back to the 10-day forecast. Let's give it a rest for 10 days at least. Just give it a rest. Just let everything rest. Let everything calm down. Really? Something like that. Did you see all that? Did we cover everything? Are you guys in financial fucking turmoil? You think that, you know what I mean, your future depends on you? Where's God in your future? He can't bless you. You don't see a blessing from God that he's going to come along and make your life easier. He's going to show you a way to make your life more abundant. You don't believe in God. You only believe in money. The value, today's price isn't yesterday's price, and the prices are going up. Realistically, yeah, there's never enough money. You know what I mean? That's what I told my daughter last night. I was like, we broke some serious curses in our family. You know what I mean? Teen parenthood, poverty mindset, drugs and alcohol. We're doing really good. I was like, Aaron's in jail. He's still kind of following some of them, but we're still doing good. We're breaking the curses. She's like, well, I mean, I wouldn't say too much about, not being poor. I was like, it's just the cost of living, Mary Jane. I was like, in Denver, we just upped our minimum wage is $20. That's the minimum they can pay you to live in Denver. That doesn't mean that you're going to live fat off $20 an hour. That means that's the minimum they can pay you. That means it costs so much more to live in that part of Denver. Realistically, yeah. So this is where Trump would get mad. So, well, let's get a job in Denver where they pay more and live in Aurora where it's cheaper. That's how it works. People live in Oakland and work in San Francisco. People live in Mexico and work in San Diego. Really? Yep. Sacrifices. We go where the money is. But there's a lot to that. You know what I mean? It's like, that goes back to the settlers and the pioneers. They kept going until they could find good work. Good land to work is what it was. They just wanted a piece of land that they could work. And that's all they needed was their own land, and they could create their own life. They didn't need all that. You know what I mean? They could get their own food. They could do all that stuff. Mr. Plum tells me about all these great stories. Really? Potato bag clothing. Yeah. He tells me about how they lived before outdoor or indoor plumbing. He has this story. He said he used to fuck with his sister. She would go out to use the outhouse, and he would grab these things. We asked him what they were in Oklahoma. He told us what they were. They're these, like, I don't know, these big weird fruits that you can't eat. And he said he'd sit outside of the door, and when she tried to come out, he'd keep throwing them out the door so she couldn't get out of the bathroom, and he'd get in all kinds of trouble for that. Shit like that. He could tell you stories about all kinds of stuff, the evolution of, mankind and technology. Right now, he'd be tripped out on his EB or his debit card. They got a Taco Bell in their town, which is the brand new restaurant, right? And Mr. Plum didn't know. I swear this is a real story. We're going through the drive-through, and he never wanted to give them the debit card because he thought they were going to ask him for his PIN number. He's like, I never give them my bank card. It's like, that's not what they mean, Mr. Plum. I love him. Really? Yeah. He doesn't know about cash back, so he'll go to Walmart and then he'll go to the bank to get money. Really? Oh, he's so precious. It's like growing up a fucking child, a very wise child. It's so funny how you become like that. Really? Yeah. Life is on is on deck here, and you can't just be chasing money. That's going to get you nowhere. You know what I mean? The money is the root of all evil, and it doesn't bring happiness. People are like, it's better to be crying in a fucking Mercedes than in a Volvo. It's better not to be crying, bro. Why are you crying to begin with? What do you have to cry about when you're rich? You said if you got rich, you wouldn't have any problems. Now you're rich and you have more problems than anybody else. This obviously didn't work. Give up the money, give up the problems. Is the problems attached to the money? Well, then give it away. Realistic? No, I can't. I worked so hard for this. What? To be unhappy? It's literally attached to it. Just give it away. Say, God, I give this in the hopes that I will give up my entire fucking fortune for nothing more than peace. And people have. And I did too. Whatever, God, whatever it takes just to have a peace of mind, to stop worrying, to stop stressing, to stop hating, to stop being negative. That's all it is. What would you give for peace? What is it? What does peace cost? A peace of mind. Yeah, we want to see peace in our time, but it starts with us. Being peaceful people teaches other people how to be peaceful. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach you to come to peace with this. But you want to be in the chaos of it, so I have to take my peaceful ass somewhere else because this is constant. At this point, it's getting a little chaotic for even me. Really? Really? That's it. Peace be with you is what that is, right? What would you do for peace? Is it money? Is it a relationship? Is it a house? Is it something? Something will give you peace. Lewis Hamilton, your 8-time world championship is going to give you peace. At least Russ, if I know one thing I got through to Russ, he stopped wishing a fucking Grammy. He realized his peace wasn't a Grammy. Thank God for that. He found more peace not chasing something that he really didn't even need to validate himself. He didn't need a Grammy to show that he was successful. That was never even a fucking thing. And he realized that, you know what I mean? He was against the odds on this, and that he'd just have to fight even harder just to prove nothing to nobody. It doesn't prove anything. Realistically, it doesn't mean anything. Not really. Hey, how much does your Grammy get you? Did they give you do you get more money on your next album for having a Grammy? Did it up your ticket sales? Last I checked, Kendrick Lamar is right back to zero, having to make a new album, sell new merch, and start all over. He got all those Grammys, but it didn't do anything. He's still working just as hard as he always was. He did the Super Bowl and didn't he? Or something like that, I think. It was like, that didn't do nothing for him. It didn't make him happy. It just gave him another plaque on the wall. Well, in a house that nobody walks through. You're like pointing to your kids. Look what I accomplished. Yeah, they were there. You missed their fucking games to accomplish that. You missed their life to do all this. They know. They're fully aware. And that's my dad. It's like, you missed my whole life to be a mechanic and you can't fix my car for free? You are fucking useless. You useless motherfucker. You sacrificed me for a life in mechanics. And you can't even fix no shit for free for me. And every time I come to you, you make me feel like an idiot because I don't know that it's broken. You spent your whole life trying to fix shit. And now you want to talk to me like idiot. What a waste. It goes back to my mom. You sacrificed all this for what? To go to school? You spent your whole life going to school and didn't learn shit? Get on my nerves. All forgiving. And every time I go to see if he's dead, he's over there Trump supporting and shit. Die, motherfucker. You are so... God's going to make you suffer for the end of time. You and Aunt Pat, bro. You guys are going to outlive me. He's going to make you suffer all alone, watching the world burn, and you just stuck in your feelings. Really? I mean, he fucks him up every once in a while, gives him like some kind of, physical ailment. But the motherfucker's ticking. My grandma lived till 90. Really? Unless it was, like he said, that something, like they literally killed her in this old person's home, but or COVID, the bitch wasn't going to die. She had like a sore elbow. She was going, bro. She was doing, like, she had full of life. She was still very full of life. And something happened, and then she ended up in a home. Well, she ended up in the hospital, and then they put her in a home, and shortly after, she died in that home. My dad said it was some kind of malpractice and shit, and that they were responsible for her death. Whatever. I can tell you for sure, dude. I talked to her for years, once a month, and she was just waiting for God to come get her anyways. At least she found a ride out of this bitch. Realistically, yeah. But he ain't gonna die. That dude, for real. For real. For real. For real. For real. God's gonna make him suffer forever. I knew that about Aunt Pat. She'll be the last one living. Realistically, he's going to make her suffer for putting herself above all people. All people will leave here, and she'll be the only one here, stuck with her own feelings. She has lost all her husbands, her children, her grandchildren, her brothers and sisters, her parents. He's taken away everything, and he put her in a fucking retirement home. She don't even get to die around her family. At least I took care of my mother. That's more than I could say about your punk-ass, rich-ass children. My mother fucking died in my house. I took care of her despite what a fucking mother she was. You were such a great mother and nobody want to take care of your bitch ass. Bitch ass. Even I'd be feeling bad from Aunt Pat. I'd be thinking about it. She's at a fucking retirement home up north in, I think it's Thornton, Westminster. I'd be thinking about pulling up on her, feeling bad for a bitch. That's how it was before. I felt bad for her. I used to take her out and do all kinds of shit and shit. Fine, just let her rot. She's an angry fucking person, and she's hateful, and she deserves to just rot alone. Realistically, I guess. God's not going to show you no mercy. He's not coming to get you in the middle of the night. Death is the only way out. But for those of you that try to force it any faster, you're just going to wake up in another body with a terrible new life ahead of you. You want to have a better life, not the same life, reliving lives for eternity. Going back to my baby daddy, dude, he's not going to be set free by this. He's going to have to he's going to reincarnate and have to relive all the shit that he didn't overcome in this life, in the next life, in every life, until he fucking chooses of his own free will to be a better person instead of succumbing to the nonsense of everybody else. Oh, they're doing it. I could do it. Whatever. Go ahead. You're going to suffer just like them. It's called karma. Really? Yeah. Yeah. And then going back to the good die young. I kind of did. Lisa died. And then, I was reborn. Me? A part of me?
They were saying other reasons.
Who's the other? Oh, I don't know. Oh, she was a weird one too. Dude, she did too much meth. She was too weird. Realistically, these people. Why do they do drugs? Because they're hiding their fucking past. Why do you fucking do what you do? Why you stay so busy at work? Because you're hiding your past. You want to talk about your parents? You want to talk about your first boyfriend or girlfriend? You want to talk about your shitty job? I don't want to talk about it today. Do something about it. Really? I love you. I'm sorry, I just can't. Really? Yeah. What does this say? Hello, Divine Mother. Hey. Hey. That was really nice of you. You recognize my authority. I like that, but don't do that. Really? No, let's talk about God. Really? I'm not here to be praised. I'm here to teach you to praise God. Really? I'm just here to be acknowledged. The divine feminine energy in everything needs to be acknowledged. God and Goddess need to be acknowledged in everything, which is, the feminine aspect of all things. Really? I'm seeing dogs, right? They have a great feminine aspect to them. They're very loving and caring and nurturing. But by nature, they're a dog. So they're active and they're, protective and they're, aggressive. They can be. But they're by nature, they're just loving. And that goes back to a cat. These are all divine feminine. They're all caring, loving, sweet, cuddly. That's divine feminine, the divine mother in all things. Jesus was the best divine feminine. Buddha, all of them. They were just loving, caring, kind men. They weren't gay, by no means. That's not what it means. To be in touch with your feminine side, to be able to exert your feminine side is the most beautiful thing for women and for men. To be a kind person, to be compassionate, to be understanding, to be, soft. But again, you gotta pull your balls out sometimes and slap your dick around their face if they're acting stupid. Don't make me piss on your parade. I'm not all boobs, Really? Yeah, it's just energy. It should be, unless you have, both body parts. God created some people like that. Some people came out with both body parts. See, she knows all about him. She's probably even seen the pictures. Stop it! Oh, God.
So you can have like a flat chest but a B down there, or you can have a P down there and then a big boobs.
And just get quiet. Uncomfortable. She can have conversations that I can't have. She can talk about shit that her sensitivity levels. And because she's, flying the freak flags of every nation of the LGBTQ, she knows the flag for everything. She knows that mayonnaise has a flag. My hot dog has a name. It's sorry, that's not funny. I was gonna sing the Oscar Mayer Wiener song. Can I get some mayonnaise on my hot dog? One thing you should know about me, I have an affinity to the hot dog. Really, I think it's hilarious. I don't know why. Sausages, hot dogs, hot links, all of them. I'm down with it. You can always get a laugh out of me when making any hot dog references. It's a weakness for me. Can I tell you about my dream, my fantasy? Start a conversation with a hot dog in a fantasy. No, it's a great one. I have this idea. I have this great dream that when I get married, we sit down to have the reception dinner, and they bring out those plates with the lids, and they lift the lids, and they're these enormous hot dogs from fucking Costco. This big ass foot long hot dog on a little bun. And me and my husband are sitting at the table, and it's eat, put the wiener in your mouth. That's my dream wedding. Really? I dream about it. It's the funniest thing. How funny would that be if I could just sit at a high table next to my husband and watch people eat wieners at my wedding? You really are the goddess of hell, aren't you? That's hella funny, bro. What would be really funny is if we could find some vegetarian ones. Watch the vegetarian wiener eaters. What's worse than eating a foot long? A foot long vegetarian. So they come gluten free. I will find someone to make you a special wiener. We'll roll yours in a fucking in a tortilla.
You're supposed to do.
I'm sorry, I do. I think hot dogs are funny. Any kind of meme or anything about them. Realistically, fuck. Chili cheese dogs, they're funny. The whole thing. Really, do you eat them? Yeah, I like hot dogs. I want to see you eat a hot dog. I'm gonna go to Coney Island and get you a big old hot dog. Hey, dude, they sell them, and I saw it. They sell these, and I saw it here. I didn't know that these bitches were these bitches. I told stories about it, bro. Me and my son have got caught in the elevator. They have this whole fucking, dude, it's a whole fucking cart, dude. This is like a moving cart, and they'll be coming down the elevator stacked up with these bacon rolled fucking, 9-inch hot dogs and a bunch of fucking onions and tomatoes. And then we got to get on the fucking elevator when it smells like hot dogs and onions. I didn't know I knew they were selling them somewhere. So then I went to the Bone concert, and those motherfuckers are on every corner selling these enormous hot dogs. And it's funny because I had those in Mexico, and they were amazing. I was like, dude, these are great. I hope these people are eating them. They're selling them for $10 a piece on the corner. Are you serious? Yep, I was there. I watched them. I watched a whole bunch of people buy these bastards. I was sitting in front of the Bone concert watching people eat these hot dogs. Aw, damn it. Hey, this always happens on a new or full moon. Hey, I gotta go, guys. Love yous. Laters. Bye-bye. Okay, baby.